Imagine one day waking up and realizing that you can't get out of bed without help, or struggling to lift your own groceries. Sounds far fetched, doesn't it? Well, it might not be. This is the reality for countless women who've ignored their health in midlife. But it doesn't have to be your story. What if I told you there's a simple habit that could dramatically change your future? A habit that doesn't require hours at the gym or a strict diet. A habit that could be the difference between living independently in your older age or relying on others for basic tasks. In today's episode, I am uncovering the truth about exercise in midlife. And trust me, it's not what you think. You'll learn why the old rules don't apply anymore and what you do now could make or break the quality of your life in the years to come. Plus, I'll share a personal story about how I went from being the girl who joked that Elizabeth and sweat don't belong in the same sentence to someone who exercises consistently, even though I don't love it. If you've ever thought it's too late to start or that exercise just isn't for you, this episode could change everything. Don't miss out on the information that could reshape your health and your future. Let's dive in. Welcome to Total Health in Midlife, the podcast for women embracing the pivotal transformation from the daily grind to the dawn of a new chapter. I'm Elizabeth, your host and fellow traveler on this journey. As a life and health coach, I am intimately familiar with the changes and challenges we face during this stage. Shifting careers, changing relationships, our new bodies, and redefined goals and needs as we start to look to the future and ask, what do I want? In this podcast, we'll explore physical, mental, and emotional wellness, offering insights and strategies to achieve optimal health through these transformative years. Yes, it's totally possible. Join me in this amazing journey of body, mind, and spirit, where we're not just improving our health, but transforming our entire lives. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Total Health in Midlife podcast. I am Elizabeth Sherman. And I want to thank you for tuning in today. I have so much to talk about today, so I want to dive straight into today's topic, which is exercise, movement, physical activity, whatever it is that you want to call it. That's what we're going to talk about. So move daily is the fourth habit of the 8 basic habits that healthy people do. And if you've been listening to the podcast for a while, you know that I'm re-recording all of the episodes about each of the habits. Now, I can almost hear the collective groan, and trust me, I get it. Exercise might not be at the top of your to-do list, and maybe you're thinking, I don't have time for it, Elizabeth, or I'm too tired, or even I've never needed to exercise before. Why do I need to start now? But here's the truth. Your body is changing. That creeping stiffness in your joints, the extra effort it takes to climb stairs, the fear of falling. These aren't just inconveniences. They're actually warning signs. And moving your body daily isn't about fitting into your old jeans or impressing anyone at the gym. It's about maintaining your ability to live life on your independent terms. It's about being able to play with your grandkids without fear of injury, or traveling the world without limitations, and quite honestly, staying in your own home as long as you possibly can. Now, I didn't grow up an exerciser. In fact, I thought people who exercised regularly were square. I was the cool one who used to joke, Elizabeth and sweat don't belong together in the same sentence. And honestly, I'm still pretty lazy. I'm not that Energizer bunny that you might think that I am. Even now, I resist exercising almost every single day. I procrastinate on it, but eventually I peel myself up off the couch and make it to upstairs where I exercise. So what's changed? Well, it was my mom's battle with breast cancer that kind of shook me awake. She was in the hospital after breaking her arm, although she would tell you that her arm broke itself. I was talking to one of her doctors about how to avoid ending up with breast cancer myself and being in the hospital, and he gave me a simple yet powerful piece of advice: strength train. That conversation led me to joining a gym that was opening right near my apartment in Chicago. And it was my first step into the world of exercise. Sure, I had plenty of on again, off again periods over the years, but that doctor's words stuck with me and it planted a seed that would eventually grow into a consistent habit. In today's episode, I'm going to tackle why daily movement isn't just a nice to have, but a must have for maintaining your independence as you age. I'm going to bust myths about exercise, explore why the old calories in versus calories out model doesn't work for us anymore, and I'm going to discuss how strength training can be your secret weapon against osteoporosis and frailty. So let's talk about the harsh truth of exercise in midlife. The stakes are higher now than ever before, and here's why. As we age, our bodies start to betray us in ways that we really did not expect. Remember when you could eat whatever you wanted and never gain a pound? Or when you could spring out of bed without a single ache? Those days are unfortunately gone, and they're not coming back without some serious effort on our part. The risks of inactivity in midlife are absolutely no joke. And so let's start with osteoporosis. It's not just about brittle bones. It's about the very real possibility of a fall that could rob you of your independence. Every year, 1 in 3 adults age 65 and older experience a fall. For women, the risk is even higher due to the bone density that we lose after menopause. And then there's muscle loss or sarcopenia. After 30, we start to lose 3 to 5% of our muscle mass per decade. By the time we hit 60, that loss accelerates. So why does this all matter? Because muscle isn't just about looking toned. It's about being able to carry your groceries, play with your grandkids, or even get yourself off the toilet without assistance. And let's talk about independence. The ability to live life on your own terms, to go wherever you want, whenever you want, without needing help. That right there is priceless. But inactivity puts all of that at risk. It increases your chances of chronic diseases like diabetes and heart disease, which can severely limit your quality of life. Now, I know what you're thinking, but Elizabeth, I've tried dieting and exercising before. It just doesn't work like it used to. And you know what? You're right. Which brings me to the big myth that we really need to bust: the calories in versus calories out approach. For years, we've been told that weight management is a simple equation: burn more calories than you consume. But here's the truth: our bodies in midlife don't play by those rules anymore. As we age, our metabolism slows down, but it's not just about a metabolism. Our hormones are changing too. Estrogen levels drop, which can lead to increased fat storage, especially around the belly. And let's not forget about stress. The cortisol produced when we're stressed can make it even harder to lose weight. When you're killing yourself at the gym and meticulously counting calories, but not seeing results, it's not because you're failing. It's because the old rules don't apply anymore. But here's the good news. Exercise is still crucial. It's just that we need to shift our focus. And instead of exercising primarily for weight loss, we need to look at exercise for strength, for bone density, for cardiovascular health, and yes, for maintaining a healthy weight as well. Strength training in particular is a magic bullet for women in midlife. It helps maintain muscle mass, it increases bone density, it helps boost metabolism, and it can even help balance hormones. And the best part is that you don't need to spend hours in the gym to see the benefits. Cardiovascular exercise is still important as well. It keeps your heart healthy, it improves lung capacity, and helps manage stress. But again, it's not about killing yourself with hours of cardio. It's about consistent, moderate activity that you can sustain over time. The harsh truth is that exercise in midlife is not optional. It's not about looking good in a bikini anymore, although that can be a really nice side effect. But it's about maintaining your health and your independence and your quality of life as you age. It's about being able to live life on your terms for as long as possible. So if you've been putting off exercise, thinking that it's too late or it won't make a difference, I'm here to tell you that it's not too late. It's never too late. And it will make a difference, a big one. The choice is yours. But remember, not choosing is still a choice, and it's one that you might regret in the future. So let's reframe how we think about exercise, because here's the truth: you don't have to love it to do it. I know I don't wake up every morning excited to work out, but I do it anyway. Why? Because I love how I feel afterwards and what it does for me. Many of my clients get frustrated when they hear people gush about how much they adore exercise. They think, what's wrong with me? Why don't I feel that way? Why don't I love exercising? And here's the secret: it's okay if you never love to exercise. You're not broken or lazy if you don't get a rush from your workouts. And the truth is that if you're expecting to love exercise, that may be one reason why you give up after a period of time. Motivation isn't necessary for consistency. In fact, relying on motivation is a recipe for failure. Motivation is a fickle beast, and it comes and it goes. What you need is discipline and habit. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't wait until you're motivated to do it, right? You just do it because it's part of your routine and you know it's good for you. Exercise is self-care, plain and simple. It's an investment in your future self. Every workout is a deposit in your health bank account, and you might not see the returns immediately, but they do compound over time. When you're 80 and still able to travel, play with your great grandkids, or simply live independently, you'll be thanking every sweat session that you pushed through. Now let's address some common excuses. The first one is, I don't have time. We all have 24 hours in a day. And as much as I hate that saying, if you can't find 20 to 30 minutes for your health, you need to reassess your priorities. Maybe you need to say no to other people who are asking you to do stuff. The next one is, I'm too tired. Exercise actually gives you more energy. Now, this one, you may have to do it tired before you start to get your energy. So start small. Even a 10-minute walk can help boost your mood and your energy levels. The next one is, I'm not athletic. I totally resonate with this one. But you don't need to be an athlete to exercise. Start where you are. Can you walk? Great. Start there. The next one is, it's boring. I totally get it. So find activities that you actually enjoy. Dance, swim, hike, play tennis, whatever it is. Exercise doesn't have to mean slogging away at the treadmill or being in a gym. And then finally, I'm too old to start. So if I haven't said it already, it's never too late. And your body will respond to exercise at any age. Finding ways to enjoy exercise will make consistency easier. And if you like what you're doing, you are more likely to stick with it. But don't let the absence of enjoyment and motivation stop you. Focus on how you feel afterwards, the long-term benefits, and the pride in knowing that you're taking care of yourself. And that is the real reward. Next, let's talk about what your body absolutely needs when it comes to exercise. These are the non-negotiables, the bare minimum you should be aiming for to keep your body functioning at its best as you age. So first up is, of course, strength training. If there's a fountain of youth, strength training is it. As we age, we naturally lose muscle mass and bone density. Strength training is our best defense against this. It's not just about looking toned, although again, that's a really nice bonus, but it's about maintaining your ability to do everyday tasks without assistance. And when you strength train, you're telling your body to hang on to that so precious muscle. You're also stimulating bone growth, which is crucial for preventing osteoporosis. And here's a bonus: muscle tissue burns more calories than fat tissue, even when you're at rest. So by building muscle, you're giving your metabolism a natural boost. You don't need to become a bodybuilder. Using resistance bands, light weights, or even your own body weight can be incredibly effective. Aim for at least 2 strength training sessions per week, targeting all of your major muscle groups. Next, let's talk about flexibility and balance. These might not seem as important as strength or cardio, but they're crucial for preventing falls and maintaining mobility. As we age, our joints can become stiffer and our balance can deteriorate. This increases our risk of falls, which can have serious consequences in midlife and beyond. Incorporating stretching and balance exercises into your routine can help keep you limber and steady on your feet. Yoga is great for this, but simple stretches and balance exercises, like standing on one foot while you're brushing your teeth, can make a huge difference. Aim to include some form of flexibility work into your routine at least 2 to 3 times per week. Now, let's not forget about cardiovascular health. Yeah, cardio can help with weight management, but it's about so much more than that. Regular cardio exercise strengthens your heart, improves lung capacity, and can help lower blood pressure and cholesterol levels. It's also great for boosting mood and energy levels. I know that whenever I feel anxious, I need to do something cardio related. The good news is you don't need to run marathons to get these benefits. Brisk walking, swimming, cycling, or any activity that gets your heart rate up can count as cardio. The key is consistency. Aim for at least 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week or 75 minutes of vigorous intensity cardio. So, what consists of moderate intensity? If you can talk, then you're doing moderate intensity. If you cannot talk, then you are in the vigorous intensity cardio. How much and how often should you be exercising? So here are some practical recommendations. For strength training, at least 2 sessions per week, targeting all major muscle groups. Each session could be 20 to 30 minutes. For flexibility and balance, incorporate stretching and balance exercises into your routine 2 to 3 times per week. This could be as simple as 10 minutes of stretching after your workouts or a weekly yoga class. As far as cardiovascular exercise goes, aim for 150 minutes of moderate intensity cardio per week. Again, if you can talk while you're doing it, that would be moderate intensity. This could be 30 minutes, 5 days a week, and it doesn't even have to be done all at one session. You can do 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the afternoon. Or if you prefer more intense workouts, aim for 75 minutes of vigorous intensity cardio per week. And that's where you are working so hard that you cannot carry on a conversation. Remember, these are just guidelines, not hard and fast rules. The most important thing is consistency. It's better to do a little bit regularly than to do a lot sporadically. And here's a key point. You don't have to do all of this separately. A well-designed workout can incorporate strength, flexibility, and cardio elements all in one session. For example, a circuit training workout that includes strength exercises, some dynamic stretching, and keeps your heart rate elevated can tick all of the boxes in one go. Start where you are. If you're not currently exercising at all, don't try to do everything at once. Maybe start with 2 15-minute walks a week and 1 strength training session. As that becomes habit, then gradually increase. The bottom line is this: your body needs movement, and it needs strength work to maintain muscle and bone. It needs flexibility to stay mobile, and it needs cardio to keep your heart and lungs healthy. These are non-negotiable if you want to age well and maintain your independence. Okay, so let's get practical about making daily movement work for you. The key is finding activities that you enjoy, or at least you don't hate them. So remember that you don't have to love exercise, but finding something that you at least enjoy or find tolerable makes it so much easier to stick with. Start by thinking about what you liked doing as a kid. Did you enjoy dancing, swimming, riding a bike? These activities still count as exercise, and they might be more appealing than traditional workouts. If you enjoy being outdoors, consider hiking or gardening. If you're social, try group fitness classes or join a recreational sports team. Don't be afraid to experiment. Try different activities until you find something that clicks. And remember, what works for your friend might not work for you. And that's totally okay because we all have different likes and dislikes. Now let's talk about incorporating movement into your daily routine. The goal is to make exercise a habit as automatic as brushing your teeth. Here are some strategies. First, schedule it. Put your workouts on your calendar like any other important appointment. Step two is pair it. So, what that means is we want to link exercise to something that you're already doing daily. So, for example, do squats while you're brushing your teeth or take a walk after dinner. Step three is break it up. So, you don't need to do all of your exercise at once. 3 10-minute walks throughout the day are just as beneficial as one 30-minute walk. And then step four is make it convenient. Keep resistance bands or small weights near your desk or TV. The easier it is to access your equipment, the more likely you are to use it. Consistency trumps intensity every single time. It's better to do a moderate workout 3 times a week than do one really intense session and then nothing for days because you're so sore that you can't move. Consistency is what builds habits and produces long-term results. Now, let me share a little story about overcoming daily resistance to exercise. As I mentioned earlier, I'm not naturally motivated to exercise. Every day, I have this internal battle. So part of me wants to stay on the couch sipping coffee and easing into the day, but I've learned to push through that resistance. And here's how I do it. I lay out my workout clothes the night before, and in the morning, I don't give myself time to think about it. I get up and I put on my workout clothes, and then I drink my coffee. Then, when I'm done with my coffee, I make sure that I head to my workout space before my brain can come up with excuses. I tell myself that I only have to do 10 minutes, but usually once I start, I end up doing my full workout. But even on days when I only do 10, which is pretty rare, I count it as a win because I showed up for myself. The key is to make the barrier to entry as low as possible. Don't tell yourself that you have to do an hour-long workout. Start with just 5 minutes. You can always do more if you feel like it, but 5 minutes is enough to maintain the habit. It's not about being perfect. It's about being consistent. Some movement is always better than none. So start small, be consistent, and watch how those small efforts compound over time into significant improvements in your health and well-being. Let's tackle the barriers that might be holding you back from making exercise a regular part of your life. Time constraints are often the biggest hurdle, but here's the truth. It's not about finding time, it's about making time. Now, if exercise isn't a priority for you, it will not happen, period. Start by looking at your schedule and identifying pockets of time that you could use for movement. Maybe it's waking up a little bit earlier or using part of your lunch break. Even 10 or 15 minutes of focused exercise is better than nothing. Past negative experiences with exercise can be a powerful deterrent. And maybe you were forced to run laps as punishment in school, or you felt embarrassed in gym class. It's time to let those things go. You're not that kid anymore, and exercise doesn't have to look like it did back then either. So start fresh. Find activities that feel good to you now in your current body and in your life situation. One of the most powerful mindset shifts that you can make is to focus on functionality and longevity rather than appearance. Sure, looking good can be a nice side effect of exercise, but it shouldn't be the main goal. Instead, think about how exercise allows you to live your life fully. It's about being able to play with your grandkids without getting winded, or traveling the world without worrying about whether you can handle those walking tours. So let me share another story about changing my mindset. For years, even after becoming a personal trainer and competing in a bodybuilding competition, I struggled with consistency. The turning point came when I ran my first and only half marathon. Crossing that finish line changed something in me. And for the first time, I saw myself as an athlete. It wasn't about how I looked or what the scale said, it was about what my body could do. That shift in my perspective from exercising to look a certain way to exercising to be capable and strong was transformative. Since then, there have been very few periods where I've been inconsistent with my workouts. And you don't need to run a half marathon to have this same shift. It could be hiking a challenging trail, mastering a difficult yoga pose, or simply noticing that you carry all of your groceries in one trip. The key is to celebrate what your body can do rather than criticizing how it looks. And when you start viewing exercise as a way to enhance your life rather than punish your body, everything changes. So now that we've covered the importance of daily movement and strategies to make it work for you, let's talk a little bit about some resources to help you get started or stay on track. First, I've created something special for you. It's a free guide with 20-minute workouts that you can do at home. These aren't complex routines that require a gym full of equipment. They're simple, effective workouts using just your body weight, resistance bands, and maybe a couple of light dumbbells. But here's the kicker. These are the same workouts that I do myself. In fact, I created this guide almost 8 years ago, and I still use these routines today. They're designed to give you maximum benefit in minimum time because I know that you are busy. And remember, 20 minutes is less than 1.5% of your day. You can find that time. These workouts include a mix of strength training, flexibility work, and cardio elements hitting all of the non-negotiables that we talked about earlier. They're perfect for beginners or for those getting back into exercise after a break. But they're also easily modifiable if you need more of a challenge. To get your free copy of this guide, just go to elizabethsherman.com/20-minute-workouts, and I will make sure that I put that link in the show notes in order for you to get it. Also, I would love to invite you to join my free Facebook community, the 8 Basic Habits That Healthy Women in Midlife Do. This group is a supportive space where women like you share their experiences, their challenges, and their victories in adopting healthier habits, including regular exercise. In our community, you will find encouragement, accountability, and practical tips from others who are on the same journey. It's a great place to ask questions, to share your progress, and connect with like-minded women who understand the unique challenges of staying healthy in midlife. To join, simply search for 8 Basic Habits That Healthy Women in Midlife Do on Facebook and request to join. I'll also have that link in the show notes. I would love to have you as part of our community. Now, as I wrap up, let me recap the key points that I've covered. Daily movement isn't just about looking good. It's about maintaining your independence, your strength as you age. We've debunked the calories in versus calories out myth and emphasized the importance of strength training, flexibility, and cardiovascular health. You don't have to love exercise to do it consistently. It's about discipline, habit, and investing in the person who you are going to be in the future. Now, I can almost hear you thinking, this all sounds great, Elizabeth, but where do I even start? Well, let me ask you this. What's the absolute bare minimum that you can do right now? I'm serious. Can you do one squat, one push-up against the wall, a 30-second walk around your living room? Start there. That's your baseline. It might seem ridiculously small, but here's the secret. It's not about the exercise itself. It's about building trust within yourself. Every single time you follow through on that tiny commitment, you are proving to yourself that you can do this. And once you've mastered that bare minimum, you can gradually increase. And to help you with that, don't forget about the free guide with the 20-minute workouts that I mentioned earlier. These workouts are designed to give you maximum benefit in minimum time. You can find the link to download it in the show notes. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I already know what to do, Elizabeth. I just can't seem to make myself do it. Now, if that's you, I want to invite you to schedule an I know what to do, I'm just not doing it strategy call with me. Because sometimes we all just need a little extra support and accountability. In this call, we'll dig into what's really holding you back and create a plan to overcome those obstacles. The link to schedule this call will be in the show notes, but you can also go to elizabethsherman.com/call. Don't let the fear of self-doubt hold you back from taking this step. Remember, asking for help is not a sign of weakness. It's a sign of strength and commitment to your health. The hardest part of any journey is starting, but you don't have to do it alone, and you don't have to do it perfectly. All you have to do is start. Download the guide, schedule your call, do one squat, do whatever it is. Take that first step today. That's all I have for you today. Have an amazing day, everyone. I'll talk to you next week. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in today. Now, if you enjoy the podcast and are ready to take the next step in addressing your health concerns, I would love to invite you to schedule an I know what to do, I'm just not doing it strategy call. In this 60-minute session, we will explore what's holding you back and create a personalized action plan. You will gain clarity, support, and practical steps to move you forward. Visit elizabethsherman.com/call to book your call now. You can transform your health, and I would love to be there to help.